do a little bit of an update on trading SPY, trading the Qs. This is for my people who are trading. So one thing I want to think about is this is archetype trades, because what we are doing is becoming the archetype of like what a successful trader does, right? I want to talk about letting runners run and buying the close and selling the open. First on letting runners run. So I had an overnight position that ended up going almost 70%, pulled back down to 30%, then I sold it again at 50%. Now, let me explain the logic here of where I think my personal trading is going. So what happens to a lot of traders is, we're trying to compulsively trade on the morning that opens, right? Like, will SPY go up? Will SPY go down? ODTE, Qs go up, Qs go down. So I think that's like the prevalent source of where people are coming from with their trades, especially online, because of people selling courses, etc., and things like that. But what I'm trying to actually argue is that it's a much different world out there. So in doing that, in being focused on that part, we have a really hard time seeing the big picture. And the price tends to just go towards the big picture. Now, if you think about it, the likelihood of you will get an ODT do 400% if you can hold it long enough. And I say the logic of the rules still apply, that if you get into a trade and it's green, you have to hold it, right? The only part that I'm going to argue against with the holding is when you're doing options. And so say you're up on the trade 100%, and it comes back to 30%. But if it barely gets back up to that 100%, it might be a good time to sell, especially if it's on the shorter date, because it's just not following through the whole way, which is completely fine. But the idea still stands that you're gonna wanna hold that. Hold your options is your best course, because that's how you actually can get the 500%. Or say if it goes 30% in the green, it chills there, then goes to 100% in the green, then back down to 30, and then to 100, and then back down to 30, sell it, right? Because it's not working out as extreme as you thought it would. But you're positioning yourself mentally to hold the extreme movements that say go 300% to 500% to 600%, because that's the kind of shit that will set your account up. And especially as a retail trader, we're the last of the people to kind of get involved in the trade, right? So if you think about it from that logic, we have to kind of be forward indicators ourselves of where we think larger story is going. Be patient enough, and when we're right, not double down as in buy more, but hold that. Hold it and see where it goes, right? But today overnight I had QQQ puts that were already in the money. I bought them at close. I was up about 10%, okay? And I held overnight because, again, I'm letting the trade do its thing. At one point, the trade did go plus 200 or whatever yesterday, and that ended up going to 600 today, okay? See the logic there, though, is that you're trying to hold it and see how far it's gonna go, right? Only if it's green, not if it's red. If it's red, unfortunately, you have to, if it's beeping red, we're gonna say that too. If it's beeping red, as in it goes plus 5% green, minus 10% red, plus 10% green, minus 10% red, that's a close. You gotta close that shit, man. It's tough. You gotta close that shit. I just happened to me too on the trade I did afterwards or during. I added to a shorter dated put in the middle, but it was going up and down. and I sold it for maybe $40 profit. But that's a dangerous game, you see, because a plus $40 real quick ends up a minus $200. It's not good for your psychology, right? Now, what I'm saying too is the reason why I'm making these videos, and the production will get better as time goes on, right? But the potential for this to turn into 200K a year, it is possible, right? It is possible. But you cannot explain to a normal person any of these like philosophical arguments about like where you're coming from. Like, try explaining to your parents or anyone or friends, like, you should probably keep this to yourself, right? But try to explain that like, well, I keep trying to enter and exit trades all the time so that I don't go red, and that we're going for a minimum of 100 to like 500% per trade, right? And I think the only way I came to these conclusions is by losing so much, but then also having some solid winners, right? And noticing the patterns from my winners, etc. And I would say that I was doing way too short of an expiry, and kind of, so in some people's trading, what they do is they get out of the money calls hoping that they go up, right? Now, that's cool and all, but if you actually are good at getting a read on the market, you're gonna have to use so little money to trade those ODTEs that 60% on $1,000 is way better than like $100 little ODTE scratch offs, which again still pay super well. I'm not going to argue with that it happens, but it's also like the mental exhaustion, because I think I'm definitely, it's like Thursday today. Yeah, so I'm like, I can't trade Fridays either though. That's like, for some reason, if I never traded a Friday, I never would have ever lost, like, pretty much all my losses stem from Friday. So it's just something to think about. Seems like Tuesday through Thursday seem to be extra good for that type of thing. So, but I mean, I don't have a computer right now. I just have my phone, which is fine. I think making $500 a day trading is pretty exceptional for just using your phone and using those markers. And as I upgrade more technology and things like that, I will definitely be sharing more along the technical side of like what can happen, what can't happen, you know, as far as like a hypothesis of like what is exactly going on. Is two things are going on, like extreme market chop is going on right now, and also hints of like a mini little break from the AI pump, which can really do some awesome damage, right? And so I was thinking that we would have a stronger capitulation today, right? So I held down as it dipped, like Q's dipped like 1.5%, and I didn't sell, which is cool. And then it started to come back up and then went back down, but not as strong. So I was like, this is not the day, right? Back to the idea of the archetype though, what I want people to understand is, you know, if you pay for a service and you're trading ODTE, are you really embodying the spirit of a person who is, like, say, taking 20K or 2K or 1K in my case, and now I'm at 2.5? But like, are you really embodying the spirit of someone doing something like that? If that makes sense, like, your plan and your outlook should be to really embody the spirit of like an intellectual, aggressive, masculine, poetic, all these things. The drama of trading is embody all those things, right? And that's what I've kind of found is like, yo, extend the time frame, trade a lot, but don't let shit lose. So if it goes south quick, man, you gotta clip that shit. Keep your sizes small. So today it's like, yeah, 600 bucks. That means, oh wow, I can buy like 5 4-day out SPY contracts now. Yeah, but that's not really what you want to do, right? We're like taking our time and seeing how this plays out. Anyway, so thanks for watching. Look forward to making another video.